Running.
Think it's running?
I think it's running. Hello, everybody.
We think
Welcome
it's
back
running.
to Men of Liberty. I am Sam, your host, and today we've got good old buddy Noah.
Howdy, howdy. We think we're running.
I think we're running.
Yeah.
I think it's smooth.
All right.
Mikey is MIA, so don't know what's cooking with him. But today
Bacon and eggs.
we're just gonna kind of go over a little bit of what's going on in Ukraine. Obviously, a lot of tension. A lot of killing.
We know you've seen this all over the news and on every other person you want to watch on YouTube, so let's hash it out here too.
Mine as well.
Yeah.
We're here, and we honestly had a very busy week, so didn't get to kind of dig into other topics. I know we had mentioned trying to get into tribalism, but quite honest, working 5 days a week for like 8 hours and then going and training for 3 to 4 hours afterwards is slightly taxing. So, yeah, we're just going to kind of hash into this. Everyone is calling this the beginning of World War III.
WW3s.
Right, and they're like, oh my God, we're all going to get drafted. I keep seeing these great memes of people like, you guys are fat, lazy.
Yeah.
You
We're
eat like
screwed.
shit. You're mentally completely screwed.
Yeah.
You're not getting drafted.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, you're useless.
Yeah.
And not to make fun of what is going on, obviously, war is an ugly thing, and so just cut out. I think you fix stuff and it goes out again. Anyway, I'll just talk closer. It's okay.
You gotta get right up.
Get right up in
on
it. Right up, like right there.
Like if they can't hear you breathe.
They can't hear me breathe. All right. So as you all know, Russia decided to go ahead and invade Ukraine.
Balls out.
And it is not very pretty. You know, you see videos out there of civilians in Ukraine freaking out, people getting killed, a lot of explosions. And then there's, of course, talk of why isn't the United States doing anything? And let's just break it down for you right now. Ukraine is not part of NATO. So we have no responsibility in helping them, right? But they're trying to cook up something, right, to where we can get involved potentially. That all kind of depends on what Russia does next, the next steps, right? So are they going to stay in Ukraine? Are they going to try, somewhere else? What is the next steps? And also China, what are they going to do? There's so many moving pieces in this right now. It's unbelievable. So
China's been a weird one. They've been tossing around a bunch of mixed signals over this. Like we support Russia, or like we support Ukraine's sovereignty. They've been flip flopping. It's weird.
yeah, it's bizarre. Makes me wonder they will decide to make a move to elsewhere.
I think with Xi's coronation in October, by the time that date rolls around, he has to have unified all of China. So by October of this year, he's supposed to have conquered Taiwan, or at least made a move on it, would be my assumption.
Now, is Taiwan part of NATO?
No.
Okay.
No. But I do believe we are in a couple of different treaties with Taiwan.
A couple?
Militarily. Yeah, and then, I mean, it's not just like us. It would be Japan, South Korea, probably Australia, New Zealand.
Okay. You kind of hope that they don't try and do something. Obviously, we want peace,
We
right?
prefer peace. Peace would be great.
Peace would be nice.
If I really like the Fallout video games, but I would prefer them to stay video games instead of historical accurate.
Well, a lot of people don't realize, they crave war. They say, yes, bring on the war, bring on the war. But then once they see it and experience it, and I'm young, I have never experienced it. But this is from things that I've read, things that, documentaries, books, all kinds of stuff. It hits you differently. Your mindset changes. You don't want it. You start to dread it, right? And I understand that sometimes you have to go to war. But to be mindful about the negative sides of it is very important. There is evil in this world that needs to be shut down, and sometimes the only way to do that is with bullet or with some explosions. You can't always do it with words.
Yeah.
Sucks. So, do you think Russia will try and mess around with other parts of Europe, or
Well, all right. The Ukraine issue. See, I have some trepidation there. As a nation, like with everything going on with Hunter Biden's connections there with Burisma making money, it's not just the president's kid over there that's doing this as well. There are several other prominent members of Congress who have children over there making money in various corporations in Ukraine. So I think our political elite have a interest in that, and I would like to. It's just convenient with everything that's going on with the Russia Trump collusion, and then with, like I said, with them having family there making money, and then we have the quid pro quo with Biden telling them like, you fire the prosecutor or you're not going to get the aid money. There's just a lot there that I don't want to even get involved with. It's their mess, really. I think so. If they weren't playing color revolution politics in Ukraine, I don't think Russia would have this issue. But with Russia coming out and then threatening, I believe it was Norway and Sweden, might have been Finland, dead. Their sovereignty as well, I think, is definitely a line too far. That is the line for me. Um, because I mean, I see a lot of people making references of it to World War II, and Ukraine is an odd situation. So like I would be content to let him have that as long as nothing else. Then we're looking at World War II appeasement, but is this really like World War II?
it's interesting because Trump came out and made a statement saying that Putin had mentioned he wanted Ukraine. It was like, you can't get that.
Threatened to bomb Moscow, didn't
Right?
he?
He's blown smithereens.
Yeah.
Of course, Putin didn't make a move when Trump was in office. Get old, weak, withering away Biden.
Gotta love that foreign policy, dog. After watching what happened in Afghanistan, be like, oh yeah, I can do whatever I want.
It,
I really think China's going to make a move this year, and if they do, and they align themselves with Russia, then we are, like I said, this is WW3, and
I don't want to go to war. What else can you do in situations like this, honestly? There is a time to fight. Time for peace. There's a time to fight.
just glass the planet right now and be done with it.
What I'm trying to say is there's a season for everything.
Preemptively just glass the planet.
And it looks like the season for war is just cooking up. It's almost inevitable. There's so much tension. There's so much division. The war here in the United States is amongst the people. So right now we're weak. We're vulnerable. We have terrible leadership. And that makes us a good target.
Yep.
Now, Putin did say that World War III wasn't going to be fought with weapons or nukes. It was going to be fought with numbers. And I think he was pointing to like cyber attacks, hacking the power grid. I mean, like he could do so many things. They have the resources for all kinds of cyber attacks. No matter what the United States says when it comes to our cybersecurity,
it's so lacking.
It's lacking. It's behind.
They can overload nuclear reactors.
Yes. They could shut off our power grids. They could, mess with even online, like the banking systems. They could get into there.
Yep.
Even international security things. It's not hard. They have the resources, and quite frankly, I think that would be a more massive blow than actually declaring war.
Yeah.
That is the new version of war today. It is, cyber attacks. It is on the internet, the dark web, all these things, right? This is a different kind of warfare because of the generation we're in. Things are changing. Things are adapting. It's actually kind of scary to think about because think about everybody that I know, at least almost everybody, is plugged in online. They have, social media. They have bank systems, like they have an app for like their bank, or they have or they work online, like they have internet, they have Wi-Fi, like everybody is connected somehow. So this wouldn't just affect a small margin of people, it would affect everybody in the United States. That is a massive blow. Just think about that for a second.
100%. It's a little frightening to actually think they really could just like shut off the power.
Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty frightening.
I mean, they could take down the internet as we know it completely. Just back it up.
I think we froze.
Think we froze?
Yeah, we froze.
All right.
Pause it.
Okay, I think we just had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I think OBS just went blank for a second. Sorry, folks.
My OBD does that in my car too.
You know what? I bet it's Russia right now.
Oh yeah,
But they're messing with our system,
we were
man.
just talking about them shutting down the internet, bud.
And then boom, there they are. They're trying to shut us down.
Yep.
Guess what, Putin? You failed. We're still here.
Buy supplements at InfoWars.
I bet if how much you want to bet Putin's a lizard man?
I mean, if we're taking bets on world leaders being lizard people, the Queen's like 600 years old.
You think the Queen's a lizard?
I mean, yeah, I could see that one panning out that way. You know what I mean? I could just see it. I don't like overly believe it, but I could see it panning out that way, and I don't think I would be like terribly surprised. I'd be like, oh wow. I mean, it's shocking that it's true, but just kind of looks like a lizard person. Really?
Got something going, man. She's still alive and kicking it.
Yep.
Russia. What is the question a lot of people are asking is what exactly is Putin's goal in all of this? Where is he taking it, and where does he want to take it beyond?
Two things is what I initially thought until other countries started getting dragged into the mix here for being threatened about wanting to join NATO. Russia claims there are several regions that are still trying to break away from major Ukraine because they are more Russian. Or so basically they want to be part of Russia again. Like I think we brought it up a little bit in the last one we were talking about. Ukraine was gifted the Crimea section back in the 1960s. I think it was Khrushchev gave it to Ukraine when everything was still the USSR as like a token of how close the two countries were. So personally, if Russia were to invade to reclaim that territory that it gave away, that was, its only secure overland route to its port there in Crimea and the Crimean oil fields. Historically, it's theirs. It's always been theirs. That's why I'm saying I'm all right with that. Because they're undoing something that shouldn't have technically have been done. Because the two countries weren't seen as separate when that was done. It's together. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'd be willing to give them that.
But it didn't stop there, though. It's easy. He's cooking. He's chopping away piece by piece.
Yep.
So now what?
He's talking down on some other countries, so can preemptively glass the whole planet.
He's not gonna use any nukes. He's not gonna nuke. Like I said, this is gonna be a cyber thing.
Even if he were to cyber attack us, our leaders have stated that we would nuke them in response.
Yeah, but I don't have a lot of faith in our leaders right now. There are a lot of talk and no go. I honestly do not think they would do that.
You don't think so?
No, I do not. I think they are lacking
You think
in the lower region.
With the state, I see where you're coming from with that, but I on the other hand, I see all the issues we have going on here at home and abroad, politically, economically, even all the way down to our economy. It's just problem after problem, and starting a war between us and some form of a Soviet pact would give us a scapegoat for that.
Essentially.
And divert attention away from the people who caused our issues.
Right. mean, Biden's approval ratings are so bad right now.
30%, bud.
Right,
30s.
the whole war thing is gold to him. He needs it. He needs it to, like you said, to kind of
I don't
distract
feel
him.
like it helps the polls, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot of people that don't want to get involved, and there's a lot of people that do want to get involved in the Ukraine conflict.
Yeah, the ball is in Russia's court right now. We're going to see what they do. They step outside the lines and they, do something to, Poland or anyone else who's amongst the NATO peoples. Then I no doubt will get involved. I would prefer not to, because nothing good really comes out of war unless you're going to stop somebody like Putin or someone like Hitler, who's committing mass genocide and has nothing but evil intentions. But the war sucks, guys. War is literally the worst.
He says he's preventing genocide of pro-Russian separatists in Ukraine. He says he's denazifying Ukraine. I'm not by any means believing what this man is saying.
He's like, I am here to liberate you.
Yeah.
Welcome me.
Yeah.
No, buddy.
Ex-KGB officer. I've come to liberate you, comrade. Yeah, that just gives great vibes. Great vibes. You think he'd be topless, poking out of a tank, saying that?
Right. Just, beautiful.
Yeah.
No. A lot of people don't know this. Putin actually has a belt. I think he has a black belt in judo.
He could probably. He looks like he could whoop my ass.
He mastered the one hand walk where one hand stays stiff while the other one can move, and that's to keep your shooting hand prepared basically as he walks. If you ever notice that, it's an interesting fact.
Nice. So he's cold.
He's a dangerous man, and I think Trump's getting a lot of flack right now for mentioning or stating that Putin is actually smart.
Yeah,
and he is. Listen, somebody's smart, that's fine. That's just the truth. Whatever. It doesn't mean they're not evil. He wasn't saying he's a good person. He's just saying he's not dumb. So yeah, he's gonna move in with Biden as our leader. Give me a break. What's Biden gonna do? He probably shit his pants. And then somebody else had to wipe it for him.
Can you imagine, like, waking him up at 3 o'clock in the morning to tell him that Russia invaded?
Right.
You're like, where's the toilet paper?
I can't wipe my own ass.
I shit myself.
Yeah, no, it's the truth. What are you gonna do? He's a smart guy. He's not dumb. Well, he's ex KGB, and he wants the Soviet Union back. Okay, he wants that, and this is the first few steps, I think, towards that. Is he's trying to rebuild that. Guy's not stupid. He's evil, and he needs to be stopped. It's interesting because now we have to sit and we have to wait and see what happens, and that sucks for the people in Ukraine. I really hope you guys get help, and I pray for you. My heart reaches out to you, and I hope that this conflict comes to an end without World War III. That's what I hope. But it's. My opinion, it's kind of the inevitable.
We're supposed to be kicking them off the SWIFT payment system.
Yeah.
And that right there could have devastating effects for our economy. Imagine one of the world's largest natural gas exporters and the world's largest exporter of fertilizer, which they've already stopped doing business with us. And they supply, I want to say, it's either 40-some or 60-some percentage of the gas to all of Europe. So who's really going to suffer from the bad relations between these two empires?
Oh, dude, we're going to see it in the gas, even in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's going to be 4+.
Yeah.
It's going to hit the 5s. So, if Biden just would have left...
Imagine an economy like that and the economies that they're going to take with them, which could potentially even be China, our largest producer of basically everything here that we use in our daily life comes from there. All of our medical supplies, a lot of our vehicle components, electronics, you name it, it's made over there, not here. So if these countries walk away and be like, well, we don't want to use your SWIFT payment system anyway, and we want to go to the Chinese yuan instead of the US dollar, we're screwed. Plain and simple.
You think we're going to go toe-to-toe with China eventually?
First, I don't think there is not morally as a people, because all right, they are culturally homogeneous, I guess. That there's a monoculture there, right? And it's pretty SS when you get down into it. They think they are like the ethnical high race in society on the planet. And they are keeping people in concentration camps, forcibly sterilizing women, and demanding that other countries cede property and sovereignty to them. So, like, if there are any lines to be made about who is Hitler in World War III, it's going to be China. Morally, as a people, we can't do business with them. Can a society that's supposed to be moral and upright as ours coexist with something like that?
Well, we're supposed to be upright and moral, but are we is the real question.
No, but we should be, and we can fix that. I mean, even now, I'd say we're slightly better than China.
In some ways, yeah.
It's going downhill in some ways for sure. Societal control, a lot of the propaganda elements in some there's real 1984 shit going on in the United States today, and it's just insane to see it happening. But we're still not there, so there's still hope. And yeah, I think as long as we got our head on right, there is no way outside of that conflict.
The first step towards us going to war with China, what is it?
Personally, I would like it to be Taiwan. If they firmly cross that line, there is no coming back from it.
Didn't Taiwan just scramble some jets a few hours ago because they noticed some
incursions.
movement on the border?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been doing that heavy for the last year. I wonder why. Like the whole last year, that's just been almost constant air traffic over Taiwan's sovereign air control space.
This is a mess.
Yeah.
What is going on is a mess, and it's just going to get worse unless it ends peacefully, which I do not anticipate. It's unfortunate.
Don't get your hopes down. Like I said, these people lack the stones to, I think, like you were saying, really push the button. So,
Well, America right now, or not America itself, but our leaders right now lack the stones to do anything that would be, in my opinion, productive and right.
the division between the cultures in the country, too, right now is not conducive to a good wartime standing.
Our military is probably the weakest it has ever been because of the conflict of our gender issues right now and the laws regarding that. And you know what? Fuck you.
All my friends
That's all I
joined the
gotta
National
say.
Guard so they could learn about white rage. That's for sure.
It has not become about creating people who can fight a war and can fight a battle and be successful. It has come to let's coddle these poor people that have these feelings that are so sensitive. We have to be respectful and we have to adapt to the times. Well, let me tell you something. In war, it's war. They don't care if you have a penis. They don't care if you have a vagina. They don't care if you have some stupid, non-binary, all that BS crap. Okay, they don't care. They will kill you. Okay, that's just the way it is. You have to kill them. That's the way it is. So drop the BS and go back to training like you're supposed to. All right, you are weak now because of that. You have the people who allowed this to happen have made our military weak, and it's a disgrace. That's not how you win a war. It's not. That's not how you create soldiers. It's not how you create Marines, airmen, seamen, all of them. That's just not how it's done. And, it pisses me off to see that. It truly does piss me off. It is destructive. I hate it. Honestly, I hate it. And I get that we're trying to be more humane and we're trying to be more open. But when it comes to things like the military, that doesn't belong there. It does not belong there.
It serves a specific purpose.
Yes. And so letting that sink in has literally kind of crippled us in a way. No offense to women. I know there's some feminists out there that are going to hate hearing this. A lot of women in the military do not belong in combat. They don't. They just hold back, the other men that are there trying to do their job. They do. They get in the way. And that's, an opinion that is shared by many people. And sorry if I hurt your little feelings, but it's just true. Men are stronger than women. It's just the way it is. I'm sorry, we're built different. Um, yeah, so there's all kinds of things I could say about that and probably hurt so many feelings, but I really don't care. It's not about your feelings, it's about what is, okay?
I'm gonna clap back at you real quick with we're gonna talk about some Russian women that were some. We could talk about some Russian women that were some grade A snipers that got confirmed kill lists, probably longer than some of the books that I've read. And there's one particular, I believe she's actually Ukrainian, Maria I can't say it. I can't say it.
Not gonna risk it, huh?
Yeah, I don't speak Cyrillic, so. But yeah, she USS. That's crazy, dog. I recommend. Gonna stop talking because it's a side note, but yes. So there's some women out there that have just solidly kicked.
Yeah, there's some badass women, but statistically speaking,
If they want to go,
men are stronger than women. We're faster,
if they
we're more
want to go,
durable, we have better upper body strength. That's why women cry out
it's
for.
a volunteer service for a reason. Now, I do think they shouldn't change admission standards for sure because that's like that for a reason. You got to be able to, like, let's say, 5'6" woman, like 120 pounds, is gonna have a hell of a time picking up and carrying a wounded me and you. So like the standards can't change, but if they want to join, for sure.
Well, they cry out for equality. Equality, okay, yeah, let's give them equality. Let's draft them. Let's add them to the draft. How about that? Women aren't able to be drafted. Okay, let's PT standards. I guarantee you, if we raise the PT standards to where women would have to do what men are doing, they would all fail.
Some of them would still be in there for sure. For sure.
What percentage do you think? I give it not even 10, not even 10%, especially with this generation of all of America.
I can't even guess.
I'd say 10% or
I
less.
refuse to even guess.
Because you know what? Y'all are weak. It's okay. God made you that way. Hallelujah. All that jazz. It's okay. It's just the way it is. People, whatever. Not a big deal. It's okay to admit that. All right. And there are some women that are unnaturally strong or, who train their bodies in a certain way that, they train their bodies a certain way to become stronger. That's great. And, whatever. It doesn't, change the statistics. It doesn't change, the fact that men are just naturally stronger. We're naturally built different. Like, it's okay. Women were made to have kids. Men were not made to get pregnant. And by the way, men can't get pregnant, so I don't want to hear any of that BS. Men cannot get pregnant. You can't get periods. You can't get all that BS, so just drop it. Sorry, I'm going on a rant completely off topic here, but it kind of ties into, the military. It's a little choppy. I apologize. But yeah, the whole Ukraine and Russia thing.
I watched some footage of a Predator drone over there take out what was allegedly a Russian truck column, and it was probably like 3 armored vehicles and a couple of trucks. And in that puff of smoke and a 10-second frame shot, that would have probably been at least 16 people dying instantly in the blink of an eye. Somebody sitting miles away. So yeah, it's brutal. It's instant. It isn't going to be anything like it was 60 years ago for your grandfather. It's going to be quick, brutal, and the deaths are going to be really. If it goes like World War III, it'll be bad. It's one thing that it's like one of the things we've only gotten better at is finding ways to kill each other. That's the one thing we have continual improvement in.
And for all of you that read the Bible, you know that the world is not going to get better and we're not going to sink into peace. It's going to get worse in all aspects. The storms are going to get worse. The battles are going to get worse. Then one day somebody will rise, and this is just from the Bible for all those who believe. I believe personally. He'll claim false peace, right? And then you'll have your 7 years of tribulation. The Lord will return. And I look forward to that because I pray. Sometimes I just want to leave because this planet, man, is jacked up and it's getting worse every day. And, you can try to change it by, let's climate change. We got to control that, recycle, do this, do that, green energy. Yeah, sure, whatever. I mean, you're not going to stop the planet from blowing up when it's time to blow. It has a time. It's set. You can't change that. Just accept it because it is what it is. Everything has, a time. In and then to end. It's just the way of life. It's the cycle of life, and you can't change that. So try. I know it's super off topic, Noah, and I'm just slinging
Yeah.
my
I
opinion.
mean, I'd hit you with some dimensional theory, you know.
Yeah.
Overall, like I do think there is a God, but like I said, the whole yeah, it's eerily revelation-y outside right now. But it was also like that in Nazi Germany. I think like that comes down to people. As long as there is one good person in that city, I will not burn it to the ground. So as long as there are at least some of us here speaking out about this, it ain't time yet, dog.
We better not go on vacation because we're
Yeah,
gonna come
pretty
back
much,
and it's gonna be
pretty much.
toasted.
Y'all better get out here and start talking shit too, because we gotta wake a bunch of people up, or it will be.
It's a mess. This world is a mess, and you know what? I will continue to try and give back. I think everybody should try and give back to humanity and love each other. And I have nothing against people who decide to change their gender or have all their pronouns or whatever. Like, that's none of my business. And if you decide to do that with your life, that's it's fine. I love everybody. I do, genuinely. But I will not tolerate somebody who tries to force something down my throat and force their ideas down my throat and say this is fact, because it's not. And freedom of speech, I can speak and say what I want, and you don't have any say in that. I don't care if I hurt your feelings. And vice versa, you can say what you want, and it doesn't matter if it bothers me or if I disagree with it. That's the beauty of the freedom to say what you think and to say what you believe.
Let's do the vegans next.
Right? Oh, you darn vegan. I eat meat. Oh. But no, sorry to go on that. I just wanted to clarify that I have nothing against that. I do believe that if that's something that you feel you want to do, then do it. We should all be able to do what we want to do, as long as you're not hurting other people. You're not hurting other people's freedoms, okay? Because that's where I draw the line, right there. True patriot. Anyway, we've gotten way off topic, and we've kind of
I don't know. We got like 5 miles out into the weeds over here.
like swung back and forth between.
I mean, all this stuff is unfortunately relevant because the bullshit that the military is forcing and the teaching in classes today should not be taught to somebody that we are depending on to kill without a moment's hesitation. I don't want that person to have sensitivity training. As a matter of fact, I want that person to have as little thought reaction to that as possible, honestly.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think we covered what we intended to cover today. And again, sorry for the technical difficulties. Russia, you failed. He didn't shut us down. We're still talking.
Yep.
You forget us. Noah, thank you for your time, my friend.
Oh, dog, anytime. I kick it here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
We appreciate you coming out. We'll continue to hash out topics in the future. Until next time, people, please tune in, like, and comment. We appreciate your feedback, and I really hope and pray that World War III does not happen. And if it does, I pray that we're ready. So peace to all of you. God bless, and see you next time.